So I had another situation here just the other day in the wash rack where it was an owner coming to see their horse, and they did something that was going to cause problems down the road, and they didn't even realize it. They weren't looking at it from the horse's point of view, and when I pointed it out from the horse's point of view, they're like, well, duh. So the horse was in the wash rack. They hosed off the legs, they hosed off the front. Well, and they went to hose off the back legs. They sprayed the back legs. Horse took about 2 steps over. One rider here, his owner came the other day. Raven got on him to ride him for his owner, and rider bucked him off, or bucked Raven off. Wasn't much of a buck. Raven would have stayed on. They should have been ready for it. He just hasn't been giving us any problems. So Raven wasn't really ready. It was a surprise. But still fine now. Well, we'll see. We'll see if I'll go to walk him. He's been ridden a few times since then, and that went fine. Not really sure why he bucked then. He hasn't bucked in months. Doesn't feel like he's even thinking about it. Start with my circles, just like I always do, no matter what. Go through the middle and change directions. After rider bucked Raven off, she got on and rode him after that. And she got on and rode him the next day after that. She's sore, but she's okay. And I've ridden him a couple times since then. He isn't even acting like he wanted to. Got a little piece of something hanging from his eye. Looking at them cows. I want to work him some more on cows. We have a little bit. Not going to today though. What we've been working on with him, we're going to take him to a stock horse show in a couple of weeks. And going to show him in a ranch riding class. So I've been working on some transitions with him. Been giving me a little bit of trouble getting one lead. I think it's the right lead. He's just not as comfortable going into. I think that was it. And I want to just kind of move him around. It's going to be kind of a 50% day. Not going to work him real hard. We're just going to kind of work on fitness. I think one of the reasons for his little bit weak going into his canters and not really wanting to pick up that one lead just have a lot to do with fitness, because he'd been kind of generally lazy from the beginning. Once he quit bucking when we started him, he's been kind of generally lazy. He's trying to take me to the cows. So I'm going to trot him around, make it a fitness day. Still wanting to take me to the barn. Okay, so I'm going to pull his head around and I'm going to bump on him kind of hard. Pull on his head kind of hard. So the reason for that is he was trying to take me to the cows, and I didn't do a lot about it. I just kind of steered him the other way. Tried to take me to the barn. I didn't really do much about it. I just steered him away, just to see if he would kind of steer away and get me on his mind. And he really didn't. And I felt his body kind of get stiff a minute ago. Now he's taking me to the cows. Let's do it again. Felt his body get a little bit stiff. Now let's go forward again. Just kind of fussing at him for, hey, I'm in charge. I'm controlling where we go. There we go. Not really taking me towards the cows now. Got his attention a little better. Make another circle. kind of mouthing on the bit a little bit. That is pretty recently started. I'd like him to kind of relax to the bit, but big part of what's happening is he has been really lazy. If you saw the last few videos, and I've done a live or two on him, he was pretty lazy in those videos. And part of what's happening is we've been working on his fitness to get things better, and we're getting more energy, getting more horse. So some of the things that's hard to train when you have a lazy horse, like whoa, and some things you just don't get to train much of, like this wanting to go to the cows. When they're lazy, they generally don't want to do much of anything. So now those things are coming out. We can train on them a little bit. Ask for a little trot. Keep my shoulders back just in case he does buck, but I don't think he will. He don't really act like he's thinking about it. Using a lot of spur. You don't really think too much of using a lot of spur when you have a horse that's just bucked a few days ago, or like him trying to push on me and take me places, because so many people associate spur with go. But what I'm doing, we really taught that bend, counter bend really well. He's really good at it. So by doing that, I have spur, I have leg to really help me with my steering right there, left rein, left leg. So when he's thinking about going to the cows, I can use that to help steer him where I want to go. There, let's turn away from the cow. Left up right shoulder kind of poked out. Let's counter bend off of that leg. Now let's do a circle to the right. Now all this head tossing stuff, right now, not gonna make too much of it. I'm just gonna kind of set my hands, steer him around soft, let him figure out to find the release where to put his head. He's wanting to kind of pull slack out of my hands so that he can take me where he wants to go. That's where all this head stuff is coming in. He's wanting me to give him his face, let him go where he wants, and by just kind of setting my hands, that makes it harder for him to do. So I had somebody message me. Let's stop a minute. I'll let him catch his breath, and let's go over this message. So I had somebody message me, and they said they had a horse that they think was spoiled before they got it. They bought it. They think was spoiled. They bought the horse in at the trainer, and they sent me a video of the trainer riding that horse, and the trainer was getting some good things done with the horse, but I noticed that he was keeping the horse's head just like I was doing with him. That horse was kind of pushing on the rider's hands, on the trainer's hands, pushing on the legs, trying to do what it wanted to do. And the trainer kept it all contained. It looked good. It looked like the trainer was doing a good job. I have no complaint at all about what I saw the trainer do in that video. But then they got the horse home, and the first time they went to ride the horse, it bucked one of them off. And a lot of that situation, they didn't keep that horse's focus contained, I would guess. I didn't see a video of that, but I would guess that they didn't have that horse's focus contained on them, focused on them, and the horse realized, oh, I've got my head, now I can go do what I want to do. I'm going to buck the rider off and go do it. So that kind of shows a little bit right here in rider, and that's why when I first get on a horse, we always walk circles. Always get the horse's mind on you, and from there you can tell how good the horse's mind attaches to you, locks onto you, and then expand from there. There was a really good question, a really good video that she sent me of the trainer riding the horse. It was only a minute or so long. It wasn't much, but it was enough to kind of me to get an idea of the horse's personality. And I think that goes on a lot with a lot of horse situations. I know I talk to a lot of people, and most of my clientele is older females, but not all of them. And a lot of them want good, dead broke, gentle horses. And that's understandable that that's what they want. But you also have to be willing to put in the work, to put in the effort to keep that horse's attention on you. Now, you can get horses that you can get on their back. They'll drop their head. You don't have to do anything, and you can go off on a 20-mile trail ride and not have a problem. There are horses that you can do that. But right now, the horse industry is hard to find good horses. There's not as many horses out there as there are buyers, which drives the prices up. But it also, sellers are marketing horses that they're a little bit gentler than what they really are. Not to say that that horse there isn't gentle. If you know what you're doing, you can get a lot done with the horse. And in most cases, it doesn't take much. In most cases, just walk a couple of circles. Keep that horse's attention on you. Put some spurs on so that you can, when the horse wants to shoulder out this way, you can say, no, we're going that way. Most horses, something just as small, just as simple, will keep that horse working for you and say, okay, we'll do what you want to do. But when you don't have the tools, don't have the spur, don't have the bit to tell the horse, I'm in charge, we're going to go over here, then you're going to have a horse that's going to deteriorate, start dragging you where it wants to go, and you're going to have issues with the rider getting hurt. And that's, honestly, that's just horses. Horses in general or want to do what they want to do, and they will do what they want to do until you tell them we're going to do something different. Many horses are willing to be told to do something else, but you have to tell them. And he's a really good example. He wanted to go to the cows. He wanted to go to the barn. I pulled his head around. I kicked on him, and now he's standing here quiet and easy. That's really common for horses, and I'm seeing that situation with riders more often recently. I'm not sure if that's just I'm getting those messages more, or just kind of riders are getting more timid about being a leader. I know for a while now, the concept of being the horse's leader has been kind of looked down on. And a lot of people, when I talk about videos about being a leader, I get a whole lot of negative comments about that, controlling the horse and making the horse do and making the horse subservient. And the real truth of the matter is, if you're not the leader, you're going to get hurt. You're going to create a situation like the horse with the message that was sent to me. The horse was spoiled, got away with doing what it wanted to do, and it's going to take a lot to get that horse back. So in its mind, it's okay with being told what to do. The kind of the fad right now is softer, gentler, which is nothing wrong with being softer and gentler, but you still have to have a horse that's willing. That's what really matters, is a willing horse. So I guess that's my rant for the day. Let's move Ryder around some more. We sat a minute. See his head kind of go up when I asked him to walk off? I think he's trying to make the decision if he's the leader or if I'm the leader. Let's ask him to trot. Now, I bumped him about 4 times with my spurs, and he didn't trot. That's what I'm talking about. You have to drive him off, be the leader, do what I ask you to do. If I bump him a couple times with spurs, and he don't do what I'm asking to do, and I don't do anything about it, it's going to get worse. I see another situation. Let's come around and I'll talk about this. See this a lot. So let's say I'm coming across the arena and he's wanting to go to the cows. Rider's trying to steer this way, and after about half a second they go, ugh, and they give up. Well, that horse may not be at the cows, but I didn't establish that I'm the leader. Hey, we're going this way. And that you're just encouraging the horse to do the wrong behavior. So let's go around, let's see what he does this time. He wasn't even really thinking about going to the cows, but I'm gonna make sure he's thinking about going where I want to go. Then we'll stop. So I had another situation here just the other day in a wash rack where it was an owner coming to watch to see their horse, and they did something that was going to cause problems down the road, and they didn't even realize it. They weren't looking at it from the horse's point of view, and when I pointed it out from the horse's point of view, they're like, well, duh. So the horse was in the wash rack. They hosed off the legs, they hosed off the front. Well, and they went to hose off the back legs. They sprayed the back legs. Horse took about 2 steps over. They stopped the water and they walked around. They took a step back. And we chatted just a little bit. They went back again to the same side, turned the water on. About the time the water hit the horse's legs, horse took about 2 steps over. They stopped and they walked away. And I didn't realize that what they were doing was every time the horse moved away from the water, they were stopping the water. So in that case, what you're doing is you're teaching the horse to move away, where you should be teaching your horse to stand still. In that case, you start spraying the horse's back end and they swing around. Well, you keep spraying the horse until the feet get still, then you take the water away. So they were unintentionally teaching that horse to move when you sprayed it and didn't even realize it. And then when I pointed it out, they're like, well, duh, I didn't even realize that was happening. But the horse realized it. I don't know if it was him or not. It was one of them here. I don't remember. And a lot of times, that's how negative actions start. And the owner, the handler, doesn't even realize that they're doing it. The horses that you see in these videos are all horses that have been sent to me for training. If you want to talk to me about sending your horse for training, you can message me at rideslide@hotmail.com and we'll talk about it. The rider, the owner, it's their leisurely activity. They come out to the barn to want to kind of take it easy and rest at the end of the day. And the horse does something like that. And they're like, oh, I don't really feel like dealing with that today. Well, the thing is, if you don't deal with that today, it's going to be worse tomorrow. So that's why when you're interacting with your horse, you have to realize what's going on from the horse's point of view. You have to realize what bad behaviors you might be teaching but not even intending to teach. So really, a couple of really important points there while I was walking and trotting Ryder around. I think that's enough for today. Physically, I didn't do much with him. I was pretty hard on him yesterday. Physically, I didn't do much, but mentally, he went where I wanted him to go. That is more valuable. That's the more valuable lesson, and that's what I'm going to reward today. Reward the thought. Reward the thought of listening to me. Look at it, them ears are back. Listen to me talk. Reward that. He's willing to do what I ask him to do and willing to go, willing to stop. That's what I'm going to reward. So this is Ryder. I'll put a link somewhere here to his playlist. Until next time, thank you for watching.